Welcome. Let's get started using this scene file, which has already been opened and set up for us. Now we're going to begin by reviewing the geometry file and taking a look at what it is composed of, and then we're going to use the skeleton tool to place joints. This tool will let you create, name, and adjust joints to line up with the character you want to animate. So here we have the fur dude character in 3D space, and he's made up of geometry and a bunch of other bits of information which we can use to help. Now in Houdini, this is currently a single object, which we can see here. If we double click down, we see that it is a single node that was imported in, a file node. Now that node is composed of a number of different components. If we middle click on here, you'll see that there are attributes such as color, UVs, and a bunch of primitive groups that we can use later to help organize and manage the character. These groups are actually a great way of starting a character off, and it's great when the modeling department can supply that kind of information. So before we start drawing with the skeleton tool, let's go into here and go to a 4-view system here. So 4 view panes here. Now they currently work independently, but we can actually link them if we want to zoom in and out and get those to work. So once we have that, we can press spacebar B to bring that up, and then this will allow us to draw there. Now we're going to put a skeleton node down here. So we're going to tab skeleton, and we're going to use the display flag. So we're going to display on the skeleton, and we're going to template the geometry for fur dude. That way we can use it as reference as we draw. Now we want to make sure that this tool, what's called the handle tool, is active so that we see the skeleton options up here, and then we can begin drawing from there. Now this might by default say create, but we need that to say create so we can begin creating, and we need this one to say freehand, which it currently does. Otherwise it's going to try to react to the geometry it sees even if it's templated. We want it to just work off of this base grid. Okay, let's place our first joint here, and then we're going to put 1, 2, 3, and then we'll put 1 up here, 1 a little bit higher here, and then 1 up here. Now when we finish, we want to middle click to get rid of that, and we're going to go back into modify mode, and this will allow us to go in and start renaming these. So we can go COG and start naming these. And another way to do this is we can go to this panel here, and we can go from the animation section here, go rig tree, and this gives us sort of a hierarchy here, and we could also use this to rename. Spine 3, neck 1, neck 2, and the head. So if we go mouse over them, you'll see that all of these are now named properly there. So we want to start doing the leg area here. So let's switch back into create again. And it's going to take the last selected node I have and try to continue from there. So I just middle click to break away from that, and then I can zoom down into here. We want to parent against the COG again. So we're going to click on that as a starting point. And then we're going to put down a pelvis node, a hip node, knee, ankle, a ball, and the toe. Middle click to finish. Go back into modify mode, and once we have that, we can start renaming them. So we're going to call this pelvis, and then everything after that we're going to put a prefix of L. So that's going to be the left hip, left knee, left ankle, and finally the left toe. And there we go. So we've got all the joints built for the skeleton from there. Now we'd like to move these over, and we're going to go spacebar B and spacebar B, and we're going to look at that. And what we're going to find is that everything's aligned the way we had it here. So we want to select all of these here. So we go to select. We selected all of those. We right click and go show handle, and we can now move that over to where it is over on this, on the left side. The character's left side. Our right side, but the character's left side. So once we have that, let's make sure we have that selected again. We're going to go tab skeleton, and we're going to go down to the one skeleton mirror, and that's going to create our mirror here. Now if we look here, we'll see there's sort of two joints going on all up there, and that's not what we want. We only want to do these ones here. So we're going to go back to the parameter pane here, and beside group, it's trying to do everything. We're going to select those joints and only mirror those ones. So you'll see that the other ones are now not duplicated, and we've got that working the way we want. Now from a naming point of view, these are not named very nicely. So what we want to do is we want to strip the left when we do the mirror and replace with right. And when we do that, we get right knee, right, and left. All good to go. Go spacebar B, and there's our skeleton that we can use to capture the geometry.